you?
I'm great. How are you?
Can you tell us a little bit about your two beautiful boys?
Oh my goodness. Can I say? I can't say enough about them. They're precious in every sense. Like, I never, ever in my life thought I would be outnumbered by boys in my house, but I love every second of it. Thomas is smart and funny and high energy, and Ty is just all over the place. It's like my little tornado. He's everywhere all the time, but they keep me on my toes.
What is it like raising two boys? I know you just answered that, but
Oh my goodness. Well, it's nothing like I ever expected. I thought, I had done so much with my nieces. Like, I've got this. I know what there is to do to raise kids, and then I have boys. And it's nothing like I ever experienced before with two boys in the house, because you never know what sound's going to come out of them, or what they're going to say, or what fun stuff we're going to do, or what ball we can come up with to play some kind of new game. I mean, everything is exciting every day to them, and I love that excitement because it rubs off to me. It just makes me want to do so much for them.
being pregnant like for you, did you have easy pregnancies?
Oh, no. The first one with Thomas, I was miserable every second. I started having heartburn at 16 weeks, and I swelled, and I stood on my feet all day long, and I was miserable. And then with Ty, it was amazing. I had heartburn like nobody's business, but it was amazing. I didn't have the problems I did with Thomas. I slept better. It was like two opposite spectrums, but I would do it all over again.
Did you have any postpartum with either one of them?
I couldn't really tell you, because I forced myself to go back to work to try and retain that normalcy. I just kind of put everything on autopilot, that even if I would have had anything, I probably would have just ignored it and thought, oh, I'm just stupid, just keep going. But, we all have those blabbering, oh my God, I'm a failure moments, where you're scalding in the floor in the middle of the night when nobody's sleeping. But I think that's every mom.
As you raise your children, what is your constant fear that you worry about?
I have a lot of fears, and I just hope they don't take them from me. Mostly, it's just that they're not afraid to be who they are, that Thomas isn't afraid to be outgoing, that he's not afraid to be fun, that he's not afraid to have all these great, wonderful ideas, that he can just be who he wants to be. I prayed every day for, from the second I found out he was there to the second he came out, Lord, make him kind, make him strong, make him smart, make him yours. He was yours before he came, he will be yours when he comes home. Let's just keep him on this path that he'll always be yours. And I prayed the same thing over Ty, when I was pregnant with him.
As a mom to two boys, are there things you wish to instill in them as they get older?
Well, I don't want them to be afraid. I don't want them to live a life of fear. Because there's so many things out there that so many parents worry about, can I let them play outside? Can I let them have this friend? Can I let them have the sleepover? I don't want them to live a life of fear, but I want them to be able to do and go. If God calls them, not to be afraid to go to Africa, not to be afraid to go to China. I want them to do everything that they're supposed to do, but at the same time, I would be scared to death. But I'm not going to tell them that.
As you raise your children, what is your constant fear that you worry about?
I have a lot of fears, and I just hope they don't take them from me. Mostly, it's just that they're not afraid to be who they are, that Thomas isn't afraid to be outgoing, that he's not afraid to be fun, that he's not afraid to have all these great, wonderful ideas, that he can just be who he wants to be. I prayed every day for, from the second I found out he was there to the second he came out, Lord, make him kind, make him strong, make him smart, make him yours. He was yours before he came, he will be yours when he comes home. Let's just keep him on this path that he'll always be yours. And I prayed the same thing over Ty, when I was pregnant with him.
What has been your favorite memory thus far being a mom?
It's not exactly my memory, but there's a picture that my father-in-law took the day that Ty was born of Thomas looking through the window in the nursery of Ty. And I want to cry every time I see it, because it's just the most honest version of pure love that there is, because Thomas prayed for Ty. He prayed for a baby brother. And I swear to you that if Thomas had not prayed for his brother, we wouldn't have it. And just seeing that honest love, that pure love in that picture that I didn't even, I didn't even see it till like a week later after we were home. I was like, oh my goodness, this is what it is, This is this pure honest love that we'd always.
I feel God equipped you personally to be their mom.
I'm a nurturer, and little boys love their moms. And I say it's funny that the big brother's jealous of the baby brother, but the baby brother's jealous of the big brother because, I like to cuddle and hug and just being able to give them that nurturing that they need. Because I didn't, I was never around that many boys. I was in a house full of girls. My dad was the only man in the house and he worked all the time. So I didn't know that being a mother to boys, you would get so many snuggles as I got. So I just love being able to be so hands-on with them, give them those hugs and loves and kisses, mommy kisses.
When they watch this 20 years from now, what is one thing that you want them to know?
I'm proud of them. Even at the age they are now, at 1 and 7, they impress me every day with how smart they are, with how much they do and go, and how Thomas had a rough week this week. He had an incident with a bully, and because he was brave and loved, he didn't cause a big mess about it. And so I'm just proud of him.
And you love.
I don't know.
In case we can't name something else that is a obstacle you'll face in school, I guess.
You wouldn't think a 7-year-old would have to deal with a bully, but he does. And it's not one, but there's 2. And as a mom, I hurt for my child for having to deal with this. But at the same time, I hurt for the children that are doing this. Because where did they learn this? Who's taught them this? Why does their parent not feel it's a problem that they're teaching their children this? And so I hurt for these children who have this in their hearts that they've been taught that it's okay. And then my child who has to deal with it, who doesn't have to be taught that it's okay, who's taught on the other side to not do it. So it's a hard street to walk right now. I don't want my child to be hurt, but of course I don't want him to learn that it's okay to hurt.
What would your advice be to other moms who are facing, their children are facing bullies?
Just to teach them to stand up for themselves, to, even though it hurts them at the time, to just not be afraid, and to not push back when your children are hurt, not, I don't know, I really don't know, because we're still dealing with it, it's not finished, it's not a resolved issue. I mean, just because we've had a couple of instances already doesn't mean we're not going to deal with it ever again. But just talk to your kids and tell them that even though somebody might be mean to them, doesn't matter what it is, to not be afraid, to not really let it hurt them. Don't let them stop them from wanting to be who they are.
And not be afraid to other parents.
True, yeah. Don't be afraid to get help when they need it.
If there was a daily prayer that you pray over them, what would that be?
I have several that I pray over them every day. Like I said, I prayed every day over Thomas. Since he was in utero, Lord, let him be smart, let him be strong, let him be kind, let him know he's loved. Lord, let him grow up to be taller than his mama. That was for both of them.
That's funny.
Just Lord, that they're always yours, no matter what them off the path that you have laid out for them.